The Sandpiper Pipeline project by Enbridge is a hot topic again after the company recently announced its Line 3 replacement program. The group Friends of the Headwaters is concerned that northern Minnesota is becoming a pipeline highway for oil companies. Sarah Madison has more.
For several months, Enbridge has recently publicized its southern route option of the Sandpiper Pipeline project.
The proposed route is our preferred route. We think it's the least impactful option.
But Friends of the Headwaters say Enbridge is not looking at all its options, and the southern route is encroaching on valuable wild rice fields and aquifers.
It would be difficult to draw a line across the state and come near any greater number of surface and groundwaters, wetlands, and high-value natural resource areas than you do with the line they have proposed with Sandpiper.
Recently, Enbridge proposed its plan of renovating Line 3 and relocating it to follow the same route as Sandpiper. It's the company's largest project in Enbridge history, costing an estimated $7 billion. FOH believes placing more pipelines in the same corridor will increase the already high risk factors of crude oil pipelines.
The fact that there's one pipeline or two pipelines in a right-of-way really has no connection to the degree of risk associated with operating a pipeline.
If Sandpiper were routed in this new path, other pipelines would follow. And that's what we've just learned at Line 3, as it's being replaced, they want to go to this corridor.
FOH is also advocating for an environmental impact statement that would document all risk factors of Enbridge's proposals instead of a comparative environmental evaluation usually conducted by the Public Utilities Commission.
We could voluntarily do an EIS, but it's not. It wouldn't conform anything else. The environmental comparative analysis that the PUC and the DOC will perform to make a recommendation to the PUC as to what the best route is. It has the same pieces and parts as an EIS. It will assess all of the environmental features that are along all the proposed routes and determine the least impactful route.
Counting on the state of Minnesota and the Public Utility Commission to do the right thing by the environment was not very likely.
FOH says that Enbridge is following the express lane of rules and regulations. That means alternate forms of environmental reviews and minimal citizen involvement.
That's typical of how many little provisions are written into this express lane process that tilt in favor of the project proposer and against the citizens. And it's actually quite maddening. Enbridge is in a hurry. Apparently they have competition that they need to beat out in order to get the contracts to transport this oil.
When we put in our preferred route, which is this southern route, we have provided some information already, given the state our view essentially of why this is the best route, but ultimately the state will decide that.
FOH understands that if they want to see changes, they need to start with what they say are already lax state laws on pipelines and appeal on the federal level. Sarah Madison, Lakeland News.
Enbridge says the environmental review should be completed by this summer. They plan on starting construction on the Sandpiper by the end of this year.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.